The Red Sparrow you read was a carefully crafted lie, a sanitized version of a much darker reality. Today, we unearth the truth that Jason Matthews tried to bury. Here is that truth, delivered once, in full. Dominika Egorova did not survive the system. The system survived through her, and it called that liberation. Everything you were shown, the torture survived, the love found, the bridge crossed, was the infrastructure of a perfect trap, and she walked back into it, voluntarily. Stay with us, because by the time this is over, you will never look at survival the same way again. Helsinki, a city designed to look like safety. Two people walking, a Russian woman with ice blue eyes, an American man with straight black hair. The world is told this is a love story buried inside a spy thriller. Two people from opposing systems, finding each other across the divide. That is the mechanism of the deception. Because here is what the story never announces openly. There was never a divide. There was only a corridor. And Dominika Egorova was always meant to walk it. She was born with synesthesia, a neurological condition that lets her perceive human emotion as visible color. She could see when people lied. She could see when they desired. She could see the difference between performance and truth. Imagine growing up with that gift. Imagine the confidence it builds. Imagine believing, with every cell in your body, that you cannot be deceived. Her gift didn't protect her from the predatory infrastructure that was building around her. It caused it. The moment her ability surfaced, the system began preparing a cage in exactly her shape. Not metaphorically, operationally. Her father is dead. Her ballet career is finished, deliberately destroyed by a rival's sabotage. Her foot is in a cast. 3 catastrophes, 1 woman, 0 defenses. Uncle Vanya arrives, first deputy director of the SVR, her father's brother. He does not sit beside her to grieve. He positions himself. The chilling reality is not that he chose this moment of maximum vulnerability. The chilling reality is that the system monitors for moments of maximum vulnerability. It doesn't manufacture desperation. It maintains a protocol for identifying it. And then it arrives, wearing the face of family. That single yes was not the beginning of her story. It was the completion of the first phase of her construction. Think about the implications of that. Every structure that has ever needed compliant, capable, loyal operatives has understood one ancient truth. The best time to make an offer is when someone has nothing left to refuse with. The freedom illusion was planted at a graveside, and it would take years and a bridge in Estonia before the full architecture of that illusion became visible. The clues hidden in plain sight. State School 4, known in whispers as Sparrow School, the suppressed infrastructure of the SVR's most volatile program. Women are trained here, not in tradecraft, not in surveillance detection, not in the ancient protocols of intelligence work. They are trained in the body, numbered techniques, filmed performances, morning screenings with clinical commentary. Her name is Anya. She is one of 6 women in Dominika's cohort. She does not survive the course. She knots pantyhose around her neck. She braces against a coat hook. She keeps her feet off the floor until she loses consciousness. The school continues class that afternoon. That is not a metaphor borrowed for dramatic effect. That is the operational reality of what Anya represents to the system. She was a component that failed quality assessment, noted, discarded, replaced. And Dominika? Dominika does not weep for Anya. She judges her. How could she have the courage to die, she thinks, but not to endure 30 minutes? That thought is the unveiling. The deception protocol has already taken root. Dominika has absorbed the system's contempt for weakness. She believes it is her own. Now, the most suppressed piece of evidence in the entire architecture of this story. General Vladimir Korchnoi, codename Marble, the CIA's greatest Russian asset, running for 14 years. The man radiates integrity. Dominika's synesthesia reads him as the deepest, richest purple she has ever seen in a human being. She trusts him completely. He genuinely cares for her. This is true. He also spotted her before she finished training. He guided her toward the Americas department. He left her cryptic notes, testing her instincts. He selected her as his successor. He withheld all of this from her. Both men identified her at the point of maximum potential. Both men shaped her path without her consent. Both men used her biological gifts, her synesthesia, her strength, her endurance, as operational infrastructure. One wore yellow in her vision, one wore purple. Follow your instincts. The chilling reality. Her instincts were not her own anymore. They were the product of everything Sparrow School, Lefortovo, and 14 handlers had installed in her body. Think about the implications of that instruction. Follow your instincts. Delivered by a man who had spent months engineering what those instincts would lead her to choose. And then there is Nate Nash, the American she was assigned to seduce. The man whose emotional halo burns the steadiest, most genuine purple she has ever seen. She falls in love with him. This is not a complication of the operation. It is the operation. The SVR did not send a Sparrow to fake feelings for a CIA officer. They sent a Sparrow capable of developing real feelings, because a genuine emotional bond would produce better intelligence, deeper access, and unshakable operational loyalty. She was not sent to Helsinki to perform love. She was sent to Helsinki to experience it, under management. The Helsinki operation collapses. The FBI arrests the wrong man too soon. The SVR's counterintelligence machinery activates. Dominika is taken. Lefortovo prison. The ancient infrastructure of Soviet state terror, still operational under new management. They torture her, methodically. They scream. She breathes. They scream louder. She gets happier. The conventional reading of this moment is heroic. Her will outlasts theirs. Human spirit defeats state machinery. The suppressed reality is more chilling. Lefortovo's interrogation methodology was not designed to extract confessions from the innocent. It was designed to sort. The volatile broke. They were discarded. Like Anya, like every component that failed quality control. The ones who held, the ones whose endurance exceeded the protocol, were flagged. Flagged as high-value assets, ready for deep cover placement, ready for the most dangerous, most credentialed, most trusted positions the system could offer. The morning Dominika walked out of Lefortovo, Vanya made a call. "Clean her up," he said. "Send her back to me. She's ready. Now." The moment the conspiracy achieves its most chilling symmetry, CIA. Counterintelligence Chief Simon Benford sits across from Dominika. He is, in her synesthetic vision, an inky, deep blue, focused, intelligent, plotting. He scripts a phone call, feeds her specific words, tells her to call her uncle. Dominika makes the call. She reports, in the exact language Benford constructed, that Nate Nash revealed the existence of his Moscow asset. She does not know what she is doing. Benford looks at his hands later. They are covered in Marble's blood. What the camera does not show, what the predatory infrastructure of this story suppresses, is that her hands hold the same thing, placed there by the same people who called themselves the good guys. Imagine a woman who has survived torture, manipulation, grief, and betrayal, believing with every cell in her body that she is now, finally, on the right side. Imagine the ancient, biological certainty of that feeling. Imagine that feeling being the last component the system needed to install. The exchange is arranged. Dominika crosses into Russia. Marble walks toward freedom. Two silhouettes, mid-span. Marble reaches the bridge's midpoint. He looks toward the western lights, familiar faces. He almost laughs. On the ruined south tower of Ivangorod Fortress, Ludmila Tsukhanova settles her breathing. Putin agreed to the swap. Putin ordered the kill. Both were true simultaneously. The system does not contradict itself. It operates on multiple levels. The agreement was on the surface. The assassination was in the infrastructure. She survived the ballet injury. She survived Ustinov. She survived Sparrow School. She survived Lefortovo. She survived Benford's canary trap. She survived the Georgian mechanics sent to kill her. She survived the sniper's bridge. And after every survival, she was more valuable, more credentialed, more trusted, more deeply embedded. She will be decorated. She will be celebrated. She will be given rank, access, and influence. Everything she was promised. The system didn't lose her. Here is the suppressed mechanism this entire story was constructed to conceal. The system does not break its best people. It refines them. Anya broke and was discarded. Dominika endured and was promoted. The biological process was identical. The outcome sorted them into two categories: components that failed and components that were ready. She will spend the rest of her career believing, with every ancient trained instinct in her body, with every color her extraordinary mind can perceive, that she is fighting the system from the inside. she will be right. She will also be wrong, because the system has already calculated for that resistance. It needs her to resist. A loyal operative who believes she is complying is useful. A resistant operative who believes she is subverting. Marble offered Dominika his overcoat as they passed each other at mid-span. A gesture between spies, warmth, solidarity, inheritance. She dropped it on the ground, not in rejection, in tradecraft. Accepting it would have made her look human to the cameras watching from both sides. She dropped it because she knew better. She dropped it because the system needed her to. And it looked, to every camera, every binocular, every counterintelligence protocol watching from both riverbanks, exactly like defiance. Think about the implications of a world where the most convincing performance of freedom is the one the system itself designed. Think about what it means to survive. Think about what you were refined into, after everything you endured, after everything you overcame. Power does not fear resistance. It waits for resistance, because the most enduring loyalty is the kind that believes itself to be rebellion. The most dangerous cage ever built is the one its prisoner helps construct, one survival at a time, convinced that each bar they bend is proof they are free. If this truth intrigued you, if you will never watch someone cross a bridge the same way again, smash like and subscribe. The next dark story from the Pulse is already waiting.